section 6422, which it wasn't numbered that, but it was, that section was 4 pages, so I just divided it over 2 days. So you should be on page 30. We're going to skip question number 128, jump right into number 129. It says Anthony has the equation of 3 lines A, B, and C. When he solves the system with equations 1A and B, he gets no solution. When you get 2 lines and they have no solution, what does that mean? Are they going to intersect? No, they're not going to intersect. So lines that are never going to intersect are called what? Parallel. Okay. When he solves a system with equations B and C, he gets infinite solutions. What does infinite solutions mean?
Never ending.
What?
Never ending solutions.
Never ending? Oh, all the same solutions? So if you were going to graph that, what would the graph look like?
It would be like
Flat, okay.
No, not flat.
Dustin.
If there was infinite solutions, it'd be crossing either the x or y axis.
No. John? They'd be on top of each other. They'd be one line, and then if you go to draw the second line, it would be right on top of it. So they would be crossing at all points, okay? What solution will he get when he solves a system with equations A and C? Okay, so we said that A and B are parallel, so write that down. B and C are this fancy word coincide, meaning they're the same line, they're on top of each other. So what do you think A and C are going to be? They're also going to be parallel. Okay. Question 130, as Hector's company, the longer you have worked for the company, the higher your hourly wage. Hector surveyed the people at his company and placed his data in the table below. Here is the number of years at the company, and notice it's not going up consistently. It's kind of jumping around, 2 years here, 3 years here, 1 year here. And then the salary or the hourly wage is jumping around as well. Gentlemen, so I found the difference from each one. So this one was $1.50, $2.25, 75 cents. All right, so question A says, how much can Hector expect to make after working at the company for 5 years? All right, so here's what I did. I took the $10.75 and I subtracted 75 cents because for 1 year, they're clearly making 75 cents. I tested it right here. $1.50 for 2 years difference, that means 75 cents. So if you subtract 75 cents from $10.75, somebody who's working there for 5 years will make $10. Part B says, is this a proportional situation? I said, no. Doubling the years does not mean doubling your salary. It means going up by 75 cents each year. 75 cents, 75 cents, 75 cents. Not double, 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 double. Multiplying by 2 would get you a really paying you way too much really too fast. Okay, part C. Hector's company is hiring a new employee who will work 20 hours a week. How much do you expect the new employee to earn during the first week? So first, we need to figure out how much they're making their 0 year. So if after 1 year they make $7, what are they going to make their 0 year? $6.25. So they're going to make $6.25 per every hour. They're going to work 20 hours a week. So you just multiply 625 times 20 hours. Their first week, they're going to make $125 before taxes. Will they actually get a check for $125? No. No, they're going to get a check for less than that. learned anything about jobs, that's what you're going to learn, is that you don't actually get paid what you get paid. You give most of it to the government. All right, I'll move this up. You'll see it in just a second. Top of page 31 is question 131. It says, when put on a coordinate plane, the center of the city is at 0, 0. What's the fancy word for 0, 0?
Origin.
Origin, good. Main Street has the equation y equals 5x minus 3. Park Street is parallel to Main Street and goes through the city center. Broadway is perpendicular to Main Street and has an ice cream shop 5 blocks north and 5 blocks east of the city center. Write one equation for Park Street and one equation for Broadway. Okay? So you're going to put your equation, which one is it? Main Street is 5x minus 3. So you're going to put a point at minus 3, negative 3 on the y-axis, and then you're going to go up 5 over 1, put a point, up 5 over 1, put a point, and you're going to have this line here. Park Street is going to be parallel to that line, but it's going to go through the city center, which is at 0, 0. So lines that are parallel are going to have what kind of slope? If this one's y equals 5x minus 3, and this one is y equals 5x plus 0, what are their slopes? 5 and 5. So that's the same, right? Parallel lines have the same slope. Broadway, on the other hand, is going to be perpendicular. So I found what's called the negative reciprocal slope, and it's going to cross the y-axis at positive 6, which is right here. It's going to go have a slope of down 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's going to look like this. So they should be perpendicular. You draw your lines with the ruler or the side of your student ID, you will get super straight lines. Okay, question 132 says, solve the problem using 2 different methods. The math club sold roses and tulips this year for Valentine's Day. The number of roses sold was 8 more than 4 times the number of tulips sold. Tulips were sold for $2 each and roses for $5 each. The club made $414. How many roses were sold? All right. So I let X be the tulips and Y be the roses. And I wrote 2 equations. One of them's pretty obvious. It has to do with what? The money, right? How much were the tulips?
$2 each.
$2 each. So mathematically, how do we say that? 2x. And then how much were the roses? 5. So how do we say that mathematically? 5y. So we're going to say 2x plus 5y equals 414. The other equation's a little bit trickier because it says it was 8 more than 4 times the number of tulips. So the roses was which variable? That's our y. And this word was is like the word is, which means that's where the what sign goes? The equal sign goes. And then mathematically, how do you say 8 more? Plus 8. And then 4 times the number of tulips. 4x. Does it make sense to say plus 8, 4x? No. So it makes sense to say 4x plus 8, right? 8 more than 4 times the number of tulips, right? Okay, so that's our second equation. Y equals 4x plus 8. All right. So I'm going to use substitution, but you can use elimination if you want. And it says to solve it 2 ways, but I don't have space. Okay. All right. So I'm going to substitute that 4x into the first equation where the y is at. And then I used my distributive property. So I draw my little rainbows, and I bring down the 2x. 5 times 4x is 20x. 5 times 8 is 40. So I subtract 40 from both sides. Combine the 2x and the 20x to get 22x. And then the inverse operation of multiplying by 22 is dividing by 22. And it just so happens that 22 goes into 374 17 times, which means there were 17 tulips. Then you want to take that 17 and plug it back into either of the original two. Which one looks easier, the first one or the second one? Second one. So I just went 4 times 17, added 8, I got 76 roses. All right. Question 133, you can skip. So finish copying down